Hi everyone and welcome back to our second game with Meddi and Lathans. Today we have Meddi on the left in blue as the 4th Mod Switching Division, and on the right in red we have Lathans playing as the 79th Tank. Two early MiG anti-air jets out for Lathans in this game. On the other side we have a good spread of units here for Meddi. Some going to the top, some going to the centre, and quite a few coming in down here. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of recon. There's a command coming in early here, a command here as well. No command at the top. This one, I assume, is going straight for Delta. That's quite a ballsy move at this stage of the game. Very little down here for Lathans. He spent, obviously, a chunk on aircraft. The aircraft aren't going to take out any choppers he sees. One is already dead. I think that is the only chopper that Meddi had in, though. Units coming to the middle for Lathans, and quite a few going to defend Alpha up here. Obviously, there isn't a lot at this side from Meddi. Two MiG-21 HE bombers coming in now, I assume planning to hit this area here. Going for the choppers. Anti-air coming in at the back there, Tunguska for Lathans. So, very little down here for Lathans. Meddi getting himself into a nicely defended position with some long range or long-ish range SPG-9 recoilless rifles. Down here we do see two early tanks for Lathans as well. He's spending big bucks early on some slightly more expensive units. Obviously the intention hopefully being he can hold the line and or push it with those heavy units without taking too much fire. He will be at risk from these SPG-9s though, if he gets close enough for them to be able to get some side damage, etc. Bombing strikes going on here against these units from those MiG-21s. And a rocket attack jet coming in as well. Should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, very effective. Managed to do enough damage just to kill one of those BTRs. One of them's badly damaged. He is taking fire though, so he needs to get that out of there. That one's routed. It's only minor damage, but there are two MiG-23 AA jets coming in now. Command is almost in this central point. I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount in there to protect it, but equally, Lathans doesn't have a huge amount in there either. The majority of Lathans' forces seem to be concentrated on Alpha at the moment. I mean, if he could push all the way across and take Hotel as well, that would cause all kinds of problems for Meddi. Currently +2 to Meddi though because he has a commander in here. The other command will be going on here to make it +5. And I don't see... Oh, I finally see a command being called in for Lathans at the top there. Alpha Clara pushing around the back here, probably intending to just hang around and then be moved in to kill the command as and when it is put in the point. Those BTRs pushed quite far there, but not going any further now. Obviously, the T-62's the bigger threat. This command running along here, interestingly, getting very close to the enemy. I mean, it's a big risk having that command anywhere near the centre at this stage without having a reasonable force in there. Some T-55As being called in there. The risk, obviously, for Meddi right now is that this reinforcement road and this road here could be cut off by Lathans pushing out aggressively here. And that'll be one of the reasons that Lathans is being so aggressive and pumping so many points into this area. Strike on something there, probably a recon unit from Lathans. It is dead, whatever was there. But yeah, I imagine Lathans being super aggressive up here with the intention to be able to control this reinforcement route to the centre. Also, Lathans not in a bad position in the centre either. 3 squads of infantry here, vehicles here, an eagle of the... I mean, certainly outnumbering Meddi right now in the centre. And here come the T-62s. Obviously, they outrange the tank guns of the SPG-9s. One dead already. Tunguska's taken out one of those HE bombers as well. Two tanks coming in down the bottom, some BMP-2s and a Cub. Meddi rushing in reinforcements up at the top here. Plenty of infantry coming in there. And a couple of tank guns. They may prove very helpful against the T-62s. This command obviously in, and it is +5 to Meddi. Any points are good points, but those command infantry are being hunted now by Lathans infantry. I feel as though Meddi not in a great position right now. I have no idea who wins this game, but he's certainly on the back foot. Not in terms of points, but in terms of map control. What he needs to do, and he's trying to do, as you can see down here, is push into Gulf. He's trying to force Lathans to spread his money out more. 2 anti-air jets coming in here, possibly going to be used for a ground attack role. Yes, indeed, strafing runs on the infantry, and they are so effective right now in this patch. I will point out that Suchet has dropped this morning, so technically I'm running this on the previous patch's special viewer, as it were. I need to read the patch notes through properly and see if they've made any adjustments to those aircraft main cannons, because at the moment for strafing runs, they are obscenely good against pretty much everything, especially infantry. As you saw there, one pass wiped out both those infantry squads. Of Clara here, obviously it is a Motorstrucky commander down there. This BMP-2 is moving in position. I feel like they know those off Clara there. Lathans knows he needs to control this road, and he is pushing to control that very effectively. On the other side, unfortunately, the push from Meddi has faltered. He was aiming to get in there, I think, and certainly keep that pressure on the bottom part of the map. But command in the centre here for Meddi, under a lot of pressure now, is probably going to die, as his sandwich will be fleeing out this way, but it might not be enough. Rocket attack chopper coming in as well, and it is dead. The Jaeger will also very likely die. Meddi has plenty of units around the back in terms of recon, and oh, very nice. Those SPG-9s have caught out those BMP-2s. One is dead. Plenty of shots going in on the infantry as well. MiG-31 in for Lathans now. Spending big on the aircraft. Certainly paid off, as he did kill something. Though there is a Tunguska here now, pretty far forward. Lots of T-55As coming in. There's a tank gun there, but it is stunned. But Lathans realistically in control of the centre now. Enough units here, I think, to hold back the tide from Meddi at the moment. Oh. He lost both of those there. Yeah, like the MiGs and stuff, and basically most of the aircraft doing ground strafing runs with their guns are just incredibly powerful. I'm really curious to see if they've been nerfed in the patch notes, because I feel as though they've become a little bit too strong. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, I mean, a main cannon of an aircraft coming in on infantry would obviously be terrifying, but whether it would be so accurate to slaughter all of the squad, I'm not so convinced. Not unless they're running explosive shells. Rocket jet coming in and being used as anti-air. Oh, that is down. The Shilka's getting a lot of shots off there. Doing a good job, that Shilka. He has lost his jet, though, to the MiG-31, I think. Some Cubs coming in for more air defense. Shilka did an effective job at doing a lot of damage. One was dead. The other has got out. Interestingly, it's swinging back around, though there's really not much anti-air for Meddi at that side of the map. Just having a look, trying to see, obviously +4 currently to Lathans because he has 2 of the back points. I'm sure he'll be bringing in a command for the centre point sooner or later, although he's not massively in control of it. He does have more control than Meddi does right now. Another jet going down there, that MiG coming back across. It is being evac'd, but very lucky. Surprised that didn't die as well. Now, this is quite a turnaround from the start of the game, where it was the case that, you know, Meddi was on the push towards Alpha. It's now the case that Meddi is sort of in a defensive line. This distraction by Meddi with the infantry or the recon infantry has paid off to some extent. You know, it's splitting up Lathans' forces, but Lathans will make short work of what's left there and push straight through to here to reinforce this pushing line. Down here, I mean, again, Lathans has a good forward position here, and he just seems to have the map control once more. Command in here, but not yet out of their vehicle. I'm sure that will happen sooner rather than later. Meddi still slightly ahead in points, but Lathans, I'm sure we'll bring in, and there it is, Motorstraki Commander. I'm sure that's going to go to the centre. Obviously, the Alf Clara might kill it on its way there. Depends if it goes the top way or comes the bottom way. The bottom way obviously would be better for Lathans, but he doesn't know that. A little bit of use of mortars now. They've got a big change in the patch for Suchet. I haven't read all the patch notes, but I did cast my eyes over it and was quite attracted to that situation. Obviously, there have been some changes. There were needed changes, I think, to mortars, but it'll be interesting to see how they play in the game now. Kind of shocked that Alf Clara unit is still alive. I think it is now being engaged. Yep, there it is, dead. But in the meantime, Meddi has managed to push really far back. I mean, he's almost at Alpha again. So that paid off. It distracted Lathans long enough for all of these units to push forward. Also, that Tunguska obviously in a bad position now, really far forward against these T-55s. And that Tunguska indeed. And the mortar, technically. Obviously, there are reinforcements on the way, though. Down here, all of these infantry still causing all kinds of problems for Meddi. Engaging and have killed that anti-tank gun. That command being brought around the bottom there. Obviously, the Alf Clara have been moved up anyway, so they wouldn't have caught it if the unit had gone past that way. More anti-tank guns being brought in down here. Two anti-air cubs sat right on top of each other. Risky business. Though, at the moment at least, there is no heavy artillery in for Lathans, but the time will probably come where that appears. It has been quite often the case in these tournament matches of late. Artillery is now worthwhile and people will bring it in. More reinforcements of infantry here, but right now control of the centre of the map is in the hands of Lathans. It'll be interesting to see if it stays that way. Obviously a very red defensive line here from Lathans, but pushed very far back from where it was. A little bit more scattered on Meddi's side. And there is a T-80 BV there. That's going to make very short work of all these tanks. Yeah. These poor T-55As. Two T-62s and a T-80 are just going to trample over those. Oh dearie me. +3 currently to Lathans because he controls the centre. 26 minutes left to go in this game. But right now it does feel as though Lathans is way ahead in map control, even with Meddi pushing back up here. Lots of infantry coming in here in the BMP-1s, though we'll be coming up against these infantry soon. It needs to be careful. T-80 just sat there waiting. Engaging on that MI2 with its, yeah, poor MI2. Stunned, still under heavy fire from the machine guns. Oh, very short-lived. Oh, wow. What happened here? I don't even know how those Motorstraki got there, but the cubs are dead. I was busy looking up here, but in the space of, what, a minute? Those cubs are dead. There are Motorstraki there, and there are T-80s and T-62s pushing in down here. Lathans doing his usual extremely aggressive pushing right across the map He's being aggressive at the top. He's being very aggressive at the bottom as well. Overwhelming poor Meddi's defenses. And it's very confusing. If you're in a game versus someone who can push everywhere at once, and he's just got the right unit composition to do it as well. You know, he's got the right mix to just be very aggressive. And I'd love to see from Lathan's point of view. I really need to watch one of his streams and see if he's playing completely zoomed out like this and just maneuvering stuff, because that's how some of the pros play. And that's how they're able to control the entire map at once, is they're so zoomed out, they're just, you know, controlling everything very quickly. Whereas, you know, a lot of us tend to play a little bit more zoomed in, so we can see our units a bit more close up. Lathans with a foothold in this town now as well. Motorstocky BMP all the way in there. Meddi being plenty aggressive at the top, fighting back against that push, doing some damage. He has killed the two T-62s up here. He is doing damage to the T-80, but there is another T-80 arrived. And he's managed to push through the infantry here and is pushing forward into the centre. Every chance he could retake the centre now. But obviously under a reasonable amount of pressure down here. Lathan's holding some units back because they've taken damage. Infantry in here. Not currently holding fire. I mean, he could engage these infantry commanders in the building. Lathans has a response in the centre and is slowly whittling down these units. Mortars firing, these tanks assisting. T-55, I think, is engaging that T-80. T-80 will win if it gets a clear shot. Glancing blows from both sides here. Wow. T-80 not doing a great job. Seed coming in there. Going for that Tunguska. Missed both shots. The seed planes in WARNO are miserable shots. I mean, they're so much better in Wargame. I need to have a look and see if they've adjusted that at all in the patch notes as well, because they really need to do something about the seed planes. They are really inaccurate in this. Unfortunately, Meddi's little push in the centre being stopped in its tracks very effectively. He is now in Alpha, though, so he is progressing. At the same time, Lathans obviously... Actually, you know, he has got that squad there, but he's lost this position here. He is being pushed back. Meddi is holding. Currently still +3 to the Lathans, though. Mortars were coming in, or artillery even, sorry, coming in on that command, but the command has moved. There is an MI8 coming in there to spot those recon infantry. Reinforcements coming in at the bottom. It's still looking very red up here. There's a big red blob in the centre as well. Meddi bringing in a command, possibly hoping he can squeeze into the corner of Delta, or indeed just pop it into Alpha to slow down the point income of Lathans. Pioneer Flams engaging on these Motorstrelki here. They should win this fight. Artillery now firing on the centre here, trying to get a snipe on the command, but the command's actually in the centre of the point, I believe. Yes, it is, in that building there. Infantry engaging on that chopper, not seeming to do it very much damage, though. Lathans is holding up here now. Not much progress by Meddi. Obviously, those T-80s make a huge difference. Command still trundling along there. Loads of aircraft in. That seed plane is surely going to die. There it goes. Took a lot of fire and a lot missed it before it went down, though. Another little push from Lathans at the bottom here, moving up those T80s. There is less and less in defensive position here from Meddi, unfortunately for him. He is definitely struggling here. Still pushing hard at the top and still trying to get a little foothold in the centre. But there's quite a lot in there, spread out from Lathans now. Recon round the back, he's still trying to find that commander. Artillery pieces in here as well for Lathans. Obviously, we said earlier it would be coming sooner or later that they brought artillery pieces in. Where are these firing? Could be counter battery here. Looks to be counter battery. Those are very near that command vehicle. It is taking stress damage. One is dead immediately. The other one is almost dead. Very likely to die if any of these hits land near it. May just get out in one piece. Oh, that one's going to be close. If that hadn't moved, it would have definitely been dead for that last shot. Commander's also being moved out of that position now. +3 to Lathans. Just over 18 minutes left to go. Meddi under a lot of pressure here. Unfortunately, I don't think that Conkers is going to be in a good position. It's going to be very, very close to that T80. T80, obviously, at that range, will be able to kill it pretty efficiently. Oh, it just took a shot to what looked like its rear armor, but I think that was actually it turning around and taking a shot to the front armor. In which case, it got very lucky because it should have been dead. BTR 80, dead from the Conkers. That is a fully ranked up Conkers. Taking another shot at that tank. Very nice strike. 1 pip of health left. I mean, for me, that T80 should have insta-popped that Conkers, and the fact it's taken 2 shots is not good for that T80 at all. Artillery fire coming in on that position now to try and finish off that tank, but it has pulled back. 2 T55s pushing up here to keep the pressure on it. If it does poke its head out, it will die. But another push at the bottom here by Lathans. Absolutely nothing really now in defense in Foxtrot for poor Meddi. And all of these reinforcements, Sapri RPO rushing in now from Golf. A firm control of the centre of the map for Lathans as well. It gets 3 firms because just look at it. He's got that side completely surrounded. These Avklara could push up here, but they're going to get shot at. Where is the command now? It's pushed all the way over there, out the buildings in the middle. This Avklara is still running around this point trying to find that command. Meddi been working very hard this game to try and stay afloat, but unfortunately Lathans has just had the map control from very early on. He's just had the right mix of units in this game. And let's be realistic, as we've said before, you know, the 39th and the 79th, obviously, really, really powerful in this game. +5 currently to Lathans. He has command in Foxtrot as well. That is a heck of a push in Foxtrot. SU cluster coming in there. Not sure what it's going for. Possibly... it's dropping its bombs in there, but there isn't actually anything in there. I don't know if it thought there was something in there, or it's already been killed, but certainly nothing there. Command by Meddi, trying to be pushed into Alpha. I think this is very much a last-ditch attempt by Meddi here, but I don't think he's going to get in there. There is a lot of defense still in that point. Mainly Sapri RPO, so it won't be that effective at killing this vehicle, but... we'll still do it damage eventually. Metis doing a little bit of damage, taking out a little vehicle there. He will want to push that Metis up. Sapri RPO pushed all the way up here. I think mainly to be able to see that. Oof. There's been a lot of jets in this game of varying degrees of expense. MiG-31 getting another kill there for Lathans. Center of the map still very much in control. That of Clara has managed to push up. I cannot believe it hasn't been killed. He's going for the commander. The Motorstocky commander is engaging them. And there's nothing really defending that Motorstocky commander. The only advantage it has is that it is in the forest. So it will get probably kills earlier. But yeah. It's completely undefended. Obviously, Lathans pushed all the way out. Not that there's much now Meddi can do, and there's the game. Commiserations, Meddi. Obviously, a big chunk of kills advantage there to Lathans. Well played, guys. Enjoyed those 2 games very much. My commiserations, Meddi. Lathans just ended up having such a good map control early on there. T62 is doing a good job. T80 did a good job there as well. The other T80 a good job. Strelky on the other side. Alf Clara were doing pretty well. That tank gun did pretty well, and the other one not terrible at all. Metis was doing okay, and the Conkers did alright at the end there. It got quite a few kills. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe as always. Stay tuned to the channel. There will be Wargame Wednesday tonight, so we will be having some WARNO first, so we can try out one of the new divisions at least in the game, and then we'll be into Wargame Red Dragon as usual. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon.